okay? You're not gonna find lids in most commercial kitchens. So if I need to use a saute pan, I need a lid on it for some reason to hold steam in when I'm poaching or when I'm baking rice in the oven, making pilaf, right? I have to make my own lid, okay? That's what this is. So, this is kind of like origami for chefs, okay? How many of you actually made like paper snowflakes when you were in kindergarten or first grade or something like that? It's kind of the same process, okay? Try not to make it too difficult. It's not, okay? It's really simple. Try not to make it too difficult, okay? We do need small enough squares out of our parchment paper to use for those pans. So I've got to make squares out of this, right? You have to start with a square. We get 6 of these out of a piece of parchment paper, right? And they should be equal. Those of you who are baking a pastry, you will do this to make piping bags out of parchment, okay? So you'll cut them a particular square and then you'll make parchment, cut them into triangles to make parchment bags, okay? This piece is going to give us 2 squares. You don't have to be perfect, as long as they're close, you're good. There's 2 squares. This piece is going to give us 4 squares. Now, we're going to take our square, we're going to fold it into a triangle. All right? It's an isosceles right triangle, right? It has a 90-degree angle. Okay? Then we're going to fold it into a triangle again, right? We're going to fold this corner to this corner, right? We always keep the folded edge on the same side. Okay? We fold to fold. So this fold goes to that fold. We make a fold. We take this fold and go to this fold. We make another fold. We take that fold, we go to the next fold. Make another one. And we go down one more. Okay? Now, this is the beginning of our cartouche. So, take this, go over here. Let's go over to the stoves. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay. Now, you got a saute pan. How big do I need to make it, right? My finger in the center, the tip right there, and I measure to the inside edge of the pan. And then I cut that off. Okay? We throw that away, right? That is trash. Okay. Now, we take this and we open it up. And we have a dome. Okay? We're going to take this dome. Try not to leave this in the pan because it's got plastic crystals that will melt. We're going to brush the inside of this. That seals the paper. It doesn't allow steam to go through the paper. Right? It's imperative that you do this. Alright? Done. We're going to reserve that. Now we're going to make our rice pilaf. Turn this oven on to 350. That's 350. Put our pan on there. Get our pan hot. Okay? Somebody grab me a ladle, small ladle, chef's ladle or something. Okay. Hot pan, cool fat. Remember that, always. Hot pan, cool fat. Okay? It seals those pores in the pan. Okay? Lays them over. There should be a small one hanging up there.
They're all
Yeah. That'll work. These will work. Okay. You want to pour fat in our pan. Okay. Swirl that around. And let that start getting hot. And then we're going to pour the excess out. We're going to leave about that much. It's about 2 teaspoons. Okay. Our mirepoix goes in. And we just want to sweat this. Now I always put my fresh herbs in at this point because I want them to get coated with that fat. The flavor compounds in herbs and spices are oil-based, okay? Not water-based. So they'll dissolve in oil, they won't dissolve in water, okay? So I want the oil that's in there to start getting those flavoring components into it, okay? That's kind of the reason we sweat the vegetables too. So they start getting that flavor into the oil, okay? Just want them to sweat. Now this is 1 tablespoon of small diced carrot, 1 tablespoon of small diced celery, and 2 tablespoons of small diced onions. Okay? So about a quarter of a cup altogether. Okay? All right? Somewhere around. And again, when you go to do that flip, all that is push the stuff forward and pull back. That's all it is. Push it forward, pull back. Okay? Now our rice goes in here, right? My vegetables are starting to get aromatic. I can smell them, right? I can smell my herbs. Put my rice in here. That must have been a little damp. All right. All right. Yes. Raw rice. We're making rice by what we call the 1-2-3 method. You can make any volume of rice using the 1-2-3 method when you're using converted rice, right? This is what this is, converted rice. Okay? We want to toss this just enough to coat all of the rice with fat. Okay? It's going to help it stay separate and be nice and fluffy when we're done. Okay? So we use 1 part rice, 2 parts liquid equals 3 parts cooked product. Okay? So half cup rice, 1 cup liquid should give us a cup and a half of rice when we're done. Okay? You won't need all of that, but it's about the smallest amount you can cook. Okay? Comfortable. Okay? Now, this is going to sizzle really heavily when I put that in. All right? You don't need to leave this on the stove, come to a boil, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Your cartouche, fat side down, goes inside the pan, right? And then we put this in the oven. That's a 350 oven. That should take anywhere from 18 to 22 minutes. Okay? While that's cooking, do your butternut squash, get it seasoned, right? You can put it on a sheet tray or pie pan or whatever, but use parchment if you do sheet tray. Put it in a pie pan, put it in the oven, get it baking, right? Once your rice is in the oven. Okay? 18 to 22 minutes, which should give us just enough time for our chickens to come out. They should be done right about 5 till. They usually take about 35, 40 minutes. Okay? Got that? Cool.